All right. Well, greetings, everybody. Welcome once again to the RecPoker podcast, sponsored as always by Running Aces Casino, Racetrack, and Hotel, and the great website AMP. And I'm not going to waste any time. We have a big one today. This is a special episode. Today, the World Series of Poker announces their 2021 schedule, and we have none other than Kevin Mathers with us, which we are so excited about. And we are going to be recording this as it drops. Like, we don't know what the schedule is. We are going to kind of find out along with Kevin what is happening this fall down in Vegas. But let's just first, we're going to spend a little bit of time getting to know Kevin. And then when it drops, we're going to kind of change everything and we're going to dig into the schedule. But Kevin, welcome to the RecPoker podcast.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to have you to be on your show. And yes, I'm personally myself, I am looking as forward to this hashtag hot news as everyone else in the poker community, because people have been asking me for months since we found out that that there was going to be a 2021 WSOP on April 1st. People have been asking about the schedule, and we've been asking and asking and asking. It's like, I don't know. I don't know the schedule as much as, it's not, I'm not like, we'll go through that part. We'll go through it during the conversation before the schedule, I guess we can sort of.
But that's what I love. Like your Twitter bio is @KevMath. If you don't follow him, you have to follow him. If you are into poker at all, you have to follow Kevin. But right in your Twitter bio, you're like, you say, no, I don't know when it's going to be released, because I'm sure
I did update that. I did update that this morning. So in anticipation of this hot news. So I'm
awesome. And I know you kind of almost accidentally said, welcome, thank you for being on my show. And really, this is your show. Today is kind of your show. It's the Kevin Mathers show, and we're just along for the ride. But tell us a little bit. I know you're going to be kind of watching sites to see what's released, so you be distracted as you need to. This is a kind of a live version of this thing. But what is your poker background, man? Like how did you even get into this thing?
Well, I mean, it's sort of like a long overnight story, I guess. Because I've sort of been involved in poker like tangentially for like over 20 years, but it sort of took a while for me to get known in poker, or like to like do something like this, for example. So I started out, I don't know if any of you remember the news group rec.gambling.poker. That was like the original place for RecPoker news back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And then I assume that's sort of like how rec.poker sort of transformed into this. Mm-hmm. So I was sort of like, sort of, like I said, I'm gonna try to make this kind of short. So I was in the background. I was on 2+2 when that started up 2002. I was like among the first 1,000 to sign up to that site, and I would like find out. And basically, my claim to fame is like there'd be information out there, and people would be asking about it, and I'd find it because sometimes poker players don't do that follow through on certain things. It's like, sometimes you gotta sort of like push it out to them. Right. So and by the way, I'm looking right now at the WSOP.com website, and there's actually now a countdown clock.
Oh, is it 10 minutes or what's the countdown?
No, it's kind of weird because if you look at the site, if someone can screen share it, it's like a countdown clock, but
it's to the WSOP itself.
I've got it up. Oh, I need permission to share, Jim.
Are you talking about the countdown to the WSOP, like the 72 days one, or is there another?
Yeah, that one. But
that's brand new.
It doesn't start. Yeah, it's not 72 days. It's longer than that. Unless this is. Because race events start on July 1st, and then GG is like a month after that. It's not, because it's like over 100 days until the one in September. But anyway, sorry. So I guess, yep. So yeah, there. See, you can see it right there. That's like
maybe to the international tournament starting Sunday, August 1st, maybe.
No, that's
that's around there.
Yeah,
they're counting down something, you guys. They're counting down.
Yeah, they're counting down to something. They also just added this. Isn't this bar new? The one that says schedule?
Yes, it is actually. So let's click on it. Let's see what we get.
But this is just the circuit stuff.
Because I was like, ooh, yeah. I was like, to be honest, I'll go back to my story in a second, but I have refreshed this website so many times for the past 10 weeks. It's like any little new nugget, I will like tweet out, because like the Las Vegas thing here, I like right there. It's like this was like new. This was like relatively new, like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, but the schedule link is new. So hotel reservations is new, and so yeah, they've gotten rid of the Hall of Fame. It used to be Hall of Fame was like here, and it was like weird because they had players and then Hall of Fame is. But this is definitely progress here because you got the online bracelets, which are coming, and no, is that?
No,
But
it's still, I think they're getting ready to drop
yeah,
it
they're working on
probably
it.
in a few
They're
minutes.
working feverishly. But
This is
the
exciting, you guys. This is fun.
hotel reservations is new, and all-time stats was also here, and they've moved over here. So yeah, they're definitely working on some stuff.
Reverse engineering the plan here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So anyway, okay. So I apologize for the tangent.
Not at all.
But anyway, back. So like I said, I was sort of like I was like behind the scenes, but I was like, I'm not exactly the most outgoing person in the world. I was definitely very unsocial, and so it took. So I was doing all this stuff. I was doing the 2+2 stuff. I did that for a few years, and I sort of like, I became moderator in the news, views, and gossip forum, which is the most popular sub forum on 2+2, and then 2008. So I'm going along. And like I said, no one has seen me to this point like in poker. So 2008 rolls around, and I sign up for Twitter. Right, the day of the 2008 WSOP, I signed up for Twitter. So so then I started doing the same thing on Twitter. I was just slowly working my way, just doing the same stuff I was doing on 2+2. And people ask me stuff, I answer it. People ask me the same stuff, I keep answering it. And it sort of got to the point where it's like, I sort of wanted to make this I kind of wanted to have this be a career. And I was doing a lot of customer service stuff and things like that. So let's go to 2010. 2010 rolls around. It's sort of like, this was sort of like the make or break. If I want to get into poker media, I gotta do it. I gotta do it now. So 2010. So I finally decided, it was basically like late September 2010. There was I don't know if you know her, Tatiana Poslich. I don't know if you know of her.
I don't. Chris might.
Maybe this was like 10 years. So she would do presenting. She was like, one of the very attractive women in poker. She would do the presenting, she would do hosting TV shows, stuff like that. And sort of like she was like, no one had ever met, no one had ever seen me. It's like she was intrigued at this, person of mystery, I guess. And so, struck a friendship, and we talked, and then I was like, she basically encouraged me, if you want to do this, let's do an interview. And so we did an interview, which unfortunately is no longer on the interwebs for whatever reason, but I didn't do that. And then I started getting, then that's sort of like my poker media career started in earnest.
Okay.
And then I did my first World Series poker final. I was at the November 9 final table in 2010. That was the Duhamel year. That was like I'd been to Vegas before, but like several years ago. It was like my first time going there for poker specifically. So that was like, it was an awesome experience. I was like, if you've ever been to Penn Tower Theater, I was like in the skybox. I was sort of like doing tweeting. I was like, I was looking down on this one. It's like,
sweet.
And it's like people, I'd sort of developed a following. People were like wanted to meet me, and which was cool and things like that.
Yeah.
So and then like my first I was hired by Bluff Magazine, October of 2010. And then, did that. And then I did my first full WSP was the following year, which was quite the experience, I must say. It was like, it was sort of like one of those things where you sort of, you have the feeling that what you're doing, and you realize you're way in over your head. I was
like doing a podcast. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
As doing a podcast.
Yeah. It was sort of like, I thought I'd be like, doing live, doing reporting and interviewing people. And I was like, not really good at it. I realized that during that, and I was like, I kind of suck. And I was sort of like, Twitter, I'm really good at. Yeah. I was like, because that's sort of like, but like being social, I guess, was still something that took some time.
Well, and doing reporting is hard. I've done it for the MSPT as well as Poker News a little bit. It's harder than people think.
Yeah, no, definitely. I have all the respect for the people at Poker News or anyone that's done that's done. I mean, I wasn't even really doing live recording. I was like, I was doing recaps and
Okay.
things like that. I wasn't doing like the poker news stuff. I think that would have. I mean, I've
Yeah.
just like never done poker again after that.
So Kevin, do you like here's a question I have for you about, so are you completely freelance, or maybe I should know this, but do you work specifically, are you employed by one of these groups, or are you all freelance with what you do?
Well, I mean, like poker news. I mean, right now I'm kind of freelance. I work. I mean, the one company I work for is
Okay.
PokerAtlas.com, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with that company.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say most of the time it's basically free. It's sort of like it's freelance. I mean, there's people. I mean, maybe some people at Poker News are more full time.
Yeah.
The higher up, like your Chad Holloways or whatever,
Yep.
they're probably more full time. But I mean, it's sort of like they'll do. They're basically hired to do. They'll do the WSOP, they'll do the circuit, they'll do EPTs, various tournaments around the world.
Okay, cool. Jim, you look like you have something to say.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Kevin,
you can usually tell when Jim has something to say.
Yeah, because my eyes are open. It usually means I've got something to say. But yeah, Kevin, I love telling your story because you're just an example of someone who just loved this thing about poker and went out there and just started doing it and just started adding this value to the poker community, and then just like built a place in the world around just being excellent at this niche thing that you just started doing and doing it really well and kind of like really investing your time into it. And I think like it's an inspiration to me, to I think a lot of other people in the poker world who have this love for poker, for the poker community, and like want to share it. And at RecPoker, that's one of the things that we are trying to do, is like give people a chance to come and share their love with the poker community. So can you just talk a little bit about what that kind of felt like to be on that tipping point of 1 minute you're using your own natural strength of being inquisitive and organized, and then the next minute people are buying you into tournaments as a way of saying thanks from the poker community? Like, what's that like?
Yeah, it's definitely a very odd feeling. I mean, yeah, you basically explained it much better than I ever could. Because like I said, I'm not, I don't exactly spit it out. I can get long-winded at times, but yeah, there's definitely a love. I definitely have a love of poker. I'm not the greatest poker player. I don't try to be I'm just trying to do okay, and like I said, there was like I turned it into something. And
so cool.
It's weird when like people especially like when people follow you on Twitter, or they'll say, it's like, it's so nice, when you meet someone in person, like, and it's like, just like, not even I mean, especially pros is nice, but like other people, like if you came up to me and it's like, I really love your Twitter, and like, I love all this stuff you do. And it's like, it's kind of, it's amazing. It's surreal. And it's sort of like, I mean, because I definitely have my moments where I'm just like, why am I doing this? It's just, it's like, that's like one of the things I love about being in Vegas during the WSP. It's like meeting these people and just they're like gushing over me. And it's like, I'm just, I'm just a guy. I'm
just Kevin. Yeah.
I'm just Kevin. I mean, it's anyone could, if people really wanted to do this, like there could be someone that could do this better than me. I mean, I don't do everything perfectly. It's not like I create some magical Photoshops it's just basically, I'm just typing out stuff. I'm typing out stuff 280 characters a time or less. And that's, but I'm really, and I've been paid by the WSP the past 4 WSP running the Twitter account, the past four WSP events in Vegas. And it's sort of like, you're getting paid for that, because I would do this stuff. I would do a lot of this stuff for free. Yeah, I know. I look, if I was a more confident person, I would have been doing it for so long. Right. I did this for so many years.
But that proving point is your passion is the proving point. As a business coach, as a consultant, I'm always looking for people that have passion, and you did it first. Like that is the selling point, is that you're passionate about the thing, that you would do it for free. That's why people want to pay you, because they know they're going to get all that you have to offer. So Jim, I'm sorry, did you have something else?
No, it's just this notion, like Kevin's like, oh, well, anyone could do it. People could do it better than me. Like, it's easy stuff. Kevin, what makes you valuable is that the stuff that you think is easy, other people would actually be very challenged by. And I know, like, there's probably other things that you think other people think are easy that challenge you, but that's just why you found this perfect fit for exactly who you are, man. And so, like, that's what makes it all the more impressive, because I assure you, you make it look easy, but just because it's easy for you, I think a lot of people would find it to be quite challenging. So like, honestly, I mean, my hat's off to you, sir.
I honestly do appreciate that. And it's like I said, I mean, I'm so appreciative of everyone who says nice things or, buy me to events or whatever. But but the reason we're here, let's go to WSOP.com.
Did it drop?
It's dropped. I haven't clicked on the link yet. I'm waiting.
Oh.
I'm waiting for someone to pull it up, and then we can.
Let's get here, Steve. You want? Yes. Here we go, Chris.
Jonesy's always
jumping in there. Oh my
no,
God.
just go to WSOP.com.
It's really happening, people.
It's breaking news here.
Hot news.
Oh my God. Hot news. Hashtag. Hashtag hot news.
All right, read more. Maybe there it is.
All right, so let's go. I'll click on this. We'll click on this together.
All right, you walk us through this, Kev. What do you see?
Okay, so we see bigger than ever, 88 gold bracelet events, which is I was kind of expecting a little bit more. I mean, I was hearing 100, so I don't know. They may not have included the.
It was like 90 last year, right? Like 90 or in 19.
In the night, yeah, it was 90. That was including the online event. So September 30th to November 23rd. Let's see. Online and in-person registration begins in August. That's always a popular question. So yeah, we got the main event. Okay, so we have 4 starting flights in the main event, which is we already knew that. Main event final table is going to be it's going to be 2 days, the 16th and 17th instead of 3 in previous years. Details about the hotel reservation. So we'll start with new and noteworthy, if you want, I don't know if there's any information that you would like discuss more before we get to new and noteworthy.
Yeah, you tell us. I think unless you guys have something, I'd say let's let Kevin kind of.
Okay, so let's start. So this the first event, October 1st, the reunion. This was announced on April 1st. This is basically replacing the big 50. Only WSP could put a guarantee on opening weekend, require more than 10,000 participants. So it's $500 buy-in, $5 million guaranteed. There's 3 starting flights, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So they expect this to be incredibly massive. I mean, we can expect 5,000 runners each.
Do you take the over on 5,000?
Oh, I mean, each day, I'd say it's. I mean, we don't know what. I assume it may be single reentry.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know. We don't have structure sheets yet.
Right. It's gonna be chaos.
But just get their feet wet for that one. That'll be good though. That'll be good. I mean, that sounds sort of close to kind of a Colossus or like the what was the big one last year, the 51 that
the big 50,
the big 50 that they kicked things off with. Yeah.
No rake on the first buy-in.
Right. Yeah. I doubt they'll do that again, but
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean that'd be a great idea. I mean, again, we don't really have. Let's just say quick look here real quick. No, they saw that, but no, we don't have. I don't think we have structure sheets yet. So let's go. So let's see. Okay, so next event. So then they announced, of course, every weekend, Friday and Saturday, we always have our quote gimmick events, and they call this Return of the Record Breakers. So each Friday and Saturday of the 2021 WSP, we will see one of WSP's flagship no limit hold'em tournaments. The Millionaire Maker, obviously $1 million guaranteed the first. Monster Stack, no reentry. One of my favorite questions to answer every summer. The Double Stack, the Colossus, which was the once the big. That was like the original. Well,
yep.
More recent big events. Then we have the 25. So then the Colossus and the Closer. That'll probably start after the main event.
Mm-hmm.
October 5th is the $25,000 heads up championship, up from 10,000, and they've capped it at 64 players, which they should reach. They should reach that cap. In previous years, they for whatever reason they had 10K and 512 or 256, and they never got close to that. So,
and I assume that would be a great one to go watch, right? Like that would just be
there's that. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be that would definitely be a tournament that you would expect to rail. That event, obviously, the 50K Poker Players Championship. Yeah. So, and then the next one, this one may be a little controversial. It's the $1,000 flip and go.
Yeah.
Presented by GG Poker.
This is weird.
So yeah, so basically, I'm sure if in your home games or you've maybe done a flip, yellow flips, no limit flips, whatever. So this is basically. Everyone's all in every hand.
Whoa.
What is happening?
This is a bracelet event?
This is going to be a bracelet event.
Well, it looks like it starts that way. And then
it Exactly. Yeah, accelerates into the money, I think, is the theory.
Yeah,
Little-
yeah. One
little
player. Yeah,
gamble
so
in
basically,
there.
if you win your table, you're in the money. Oh,
Okay.
okay. So it's not a total flip event. The first round is a flip event, and then it's a regular tournament after that. So it may not be as bad.
Wait, no. So is it like the entire table is all in on the first hand?
Yes.
Just one
So
person?
like so what you may see if you've been in Vegas on the final day of the day 1C of the main event, you'll see people doing flips for like 1,050 flips for a main event seat. So they just deal a hand. The winner of the hand wins a seat. So it's like this, but then it's you. Well, actually, okay. So it's sort of like pineapple too. So
Right, because you get to, yeah.
yeah, you get. I'm like I said, I'm reading this as we go along. So you get 3 cards. You discard one, and then you run the board. So it's sort of like, and then they run the board. Winner of the hand, they're in the money, and then it's a regular tournament. So that's. I kind of heard rumors. I had heard something about being a flipment, but I thought it was like a flipment the entire way, which would be
That would be nuts. That would be
Yeah.
that would be nuts. And then you have a bracelet done. You have a bracelet in 2 hours.
That's my only chance. That would be my only chance of getting a bracelet. Get in there for the flip.
Yeah, maybe that's
Sounds
why
like a
some
lot
people
of
would do
fun.
this, right? Is like get closer to a bracelet, even if don't have a skill edge or something.
Right, exactly. This may be if I could play tournament, if I could play bracelet events, I could consider this one.
Well,
Now,
I'm
is there
looking
any
at the next one. I'm
strategy?
looking at
Do
the
we
next
want
one.
to talk? Okay, no, never mind.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
sorry. I'm just looking at the I turned 50 last year, expecting to play the seniors, and of course it was canceled. And now I see the seniors has 2. They're going to do 2-day ones.
Yes. The seniors double. Actually, I was seniors eligible. Well, I'm seniors eligible to play events this year. So I turned 50 on September 11th last year.
Wow.
So never forget. Anyway, yeah. So the seniors
Yeah.
event. I mean, this is going to be, you got one reentry for flight. Yeah, this will be
Huge.
at least 9. This will be like 9,000.
I'm circling that date, baby. October 27. Let's go.
Let's get you back. Get
So
you
I
back
think
by
that may
then.
be also when the EDC is Electronic Daisy Carnival or whatever they call that thing. So all the kids won't be at the Rio.
True.
Right.
Okay, so then we got next up is the old school freeze outs. That's October 6th, 13th, 18th, 21st, and 24th. No longer is the main event. The
That's
only
great.
freeze out.
I like that.
So it's going to be every popular buy-in level from 500 to 5,000 will be a true freeze out, and there's definitely people who will definitely appreciate that news because
Opening up a brand new.
Was that Andrew?
I think that was Andrew. He's on it.
Yeah.
Andrew,
Sorry,
maybe just
sorry.
keep yourself muted there, bud. Thanks, pal.
maybe
I know what
Andrew's,
he actually said.
I-
Sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
I guess Andrew is happy about freeze outs.
It sounds pretty excited. Yeah.
Oh!
Either him or some large farmland animal near him is very excited about freeze outs.
Okay, so yeah, we got that 500, 5,000. So I'm sure definitely be a lot of people happy about that event, about those events. Then we have next highlight event is the Deuce 7 no limit Deuce 7 single draw. Okay, so it's 25. So they put 2 announcements in this. So the Poker Players Championship was I think 8 game. Now it's gonna be 9 games. So they bring back Deuce 7, and then there will also be a $2,500 version of the no limit Deuce 7 on October 28th. And as noted, I think a few days ago, Christian Pham, who never played Deuce 7 before.
He's a Minnesota guy, Kevin. Where we're
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was mean because I know you guys are Minnesota guys. At least I think most of you are. Yeah, he thought he was buying into like a 1,500 no limit.
It's amazing.
No one to hold him, and it turned out Deuce 7 never played the game, won it. So it's like one of those events where it's for whatever reason it seems like people who aren't regular players who study on watching YouTube clips or get some tips from someone who's really good at, they have a bigger chance of doing well.
See, this is where Mike Patrick, Chad McVean, all these guys telling us that mixed games are where it's at. I'm like, come on, a guy can enter one having never played it and win it. Like,
exactly.
Come on, don't tell me mixed games are where it's at.
Exactly. You see, exactly. So then the last highlight event is the Nosebleed PLO, which is going to be a $50,000 buy-in, and these will be and it's going to be part of his high roller series scheduled after the main event. So there's going to be a 50K, 100K, and a 250K no limit event after the main event. I assume after the main event ends, or because there's going to be a few days in between. There's going to be like 5 days in between the main event and the end of the series. And now the one thing I like after that is the various daily deep stack tournaments. We'll be running at 1, 4, 7, and 10 p.m. So that should be 250, 200, 250, 200, 150.
No,
Or
like,
no, 250,
yeah.
200, 365, 135.
Right. They have that big one in there at 7. Yeah.
Yeah, the 365 no limit. That's the turbo.
Yeah,
And
I love those deep stacks. I think, for Rec Poker Nation, if you're listening to this going, okay, it's overwhelming or whatever, but one thing, you can go to the World Series of Poker. You don't have to play all these $25,000, $5,000 buy-ins, even 1,500 buy-ins. You go play these daily deep stacks. And like that one at 1 o'clock, I think it's a $200 or $250 buy-in. Like Kevin said, it's like 40 grand to win the thing during the heyday of the
yeah, you'll see
like a huge field. So great opportunity.
See like 1,500 plus runners in the daily in that
it's so
1 p.m.
great.
Yeah, I enjoy playing those 250s. So sorry, I was looking at something. So yeah, I sort of became one of my things. I sort of got popular doing is I would play the 250 and I would drink a beer every level. And then, I think the best I've ever done. I got to level 16. So that was my highlight, and I sort of do my own unique way of doing updates for the daily deep stack. So
I bet that was a highlight for the table too. You getting the
No
level
kidding.
16, taking a drink every level.
yeah, I wasn't like. I mean, it's kind of weird because I only drink when I'm playing poker. And, I mean, like when I'm playing live poker. That is, obviously, I'm not gonna fire online and drink.
Oh no, me
did
too.
you make it?
I mean, I made the money. Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you make
no
it
problem
farther than level 16? You just didn't realize it? Or
Yeah, you might not have made it. Yeah, I might not even remember.
No, I wasn't. I mean, I haven't. I mean, I was drunk, obviously, but I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't like obnoxious. I mean, I was kind of I wasn't like unruly drunk. And fortunately, that
Okay, yeah. So here.
Oh yeah, here's the schedule.
Here's
Okay.
the full schedule,
That's what I was
yeah.
wondering, like, do we get the details of all this stuff? So Chris has pulled up. If you're
man.
watching,
Click on that first thing. Let's see if there's a structure there.
if you're watching this on video, we actually are screen sharing, so you can kind of walk through this with us. Otherwise, on audio, go to WSOP.com. But they do have now. There is the individual events there with the looks like with the structure sheets, with the buy-ins, with the times, so you can really start to plan your schedule.
It looks like no structures, but it looks like
but
some
we should
initial info.
Okay, the 40-minute levels, 25K starting, but yeah, not the actual structure. It looks like.
Okay, can you scroll down? Just scroll down like halfway down. Keep going.
And
'Cause I
while
wanna see
Kevin's
the
looking for
particular
information,
event.
I just want to tell you guys too, if you're out here listening to this thing, we do have a house that we're renting in Vegas for the World Series of Poker, the Rec Poker House. It's a huge house, private pool, ton of bedrooms, ton of room. We got a bunch of people who have already signed up, but there's still room. So if you're listening to this and you want more information, go to rec.poker/roadtrips, get the information, reach out to me, we'll figure it out.
Okay, can you just scroll down a little bit further? I'm just curious because I've in a Skype conversation with someone. They were mentioning 44 was not on there, so yeah. So you know it's not perfect. Yeah, 44 is not there, so that's what we
Ooh,
can
the
work.
mystery event number 44
That's
is
a mystery event. Yeah, because I know like in the 2000, I
Hold on, Chris. Hold on a second there.
Okay, no, you're good. You're good. Let's
Well,
go back.
I thought I saw something else there. Okay, go ahead.
Because I know like one of the more interesting events that was on the 2019 schedule. Sorry, 2020 was a mystery bounty event.
Yes, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I see a tag team no limit hold'em event for $1,000 buy-in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's pretty. Yeah, that's a good on Halloween.
On
Let's go,
Halloween.
right? Let's come in costume. that's a fun one.
Well, the others are playing. That's the same day as the $50,000 PPC is going on, so we can go play the tag team and go after it.
Yeah, I see Clayton Fletcher said on Twitter he loves that mystery bounty format, and he said it wasn't on here either. So Kevin, I wonder if maybe 44 they've got that circled.
Yeah, that may be something they announce later.
It's part of the mystery.
Yeah,
the amount of the bounty is the mystery. It's really exciting format.
Yeah, so I mean, Wynn's doing a mystery bounty event this summer. So, and I think the top bounty is 100,000.
Yep.
So
it also looks like there's no marathon this year, which I probably don't blame them for getting rid of. But that was always a really nice tournament for people who liked really deep structured tournaments.
So
Okay.
So obviously we could spend hours kind of perusing all of this stuff right here. But Kev, I know you're going to be in high demand too. So I'm just kind of curious, maybe at a high level, as you kind of look at this, is there anything that's surprising? Anything that is it sort of what you expected? I know you mentioned maybe you thought a few more events, but what's sort of standing out to you that's maybe unique this year or that you're surprised by?
Well, I'm just looking through it right now. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising there isn't a marathon event. But I don't see any on, let me just make sure here, because they haven't announced any online bracelet events during the fall, which is kind of like, you kind of expect that there will be some. Because like I said, I think the expectation was that there would be 100 events.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see, again, this quick perusal here. I don't see any online events, which would be like, there's no way there's not going to be online events during the live series. I mean, during 33 next month in the US, and then of course 33 more on GG Poker. But yeah, let's see, the flip and go. Yeah, let's see, like sorry for the dead air.
No, this is part of it. We're all looking at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's going to be, I think there's going to be other stuff that's going to be interesting. Yeah, I think there was only one tag team, I think, in 2019 as well, because it's sort of like, it's kind of a way to game the system is like, you can just sort of like, because there will be people trying adding players like at the very last, like the last minute late and to try to win a brace or.
Right. Hey, Chris, what was that one that you highlighted there? What was that, 1979?
Well, that was one I'd never heard before.
Yeah,
The
this is
Poker Hall of Fame bounty one.
Yeah, so basically, 2019 there was the bracelet winners event. So basically, like bracelet winners had a bounty on them. This time it's going to be, the buy-in's 1979, and all living Hall of Fame players will get a free roll into the event. It's so basically like whatever year you were in the Poker Hall of Fame, your bounty will be that amount. So like whoever was in 1980, whoever was elected, it has a $1,980 bounty on them.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, that's cool.
And then they'll also announce the 2021 Poker Hall of Fame inductee, which seems to imply there will be just one again.
And what a great chance too. I mean, I know, you go to the World Series, you get to watch some of these players, and maybe you're not always playing the same level of tournament as some of these really high rolling people, but here's a chance for $2,000 to sort of have a poker experience where you're going to be playing at least in the same tournament as Poker Hall of Famers and maybe at the same table. So that's a pretty cool I like that price point for the idea of kind of bringing people together at the different levels.
Yeah, no, it definitely should be a fun event. Hopefully we'll get as much full participation in that event as possible.
Well, anything else that's kind of standing out, Kevin, as far as the overall structure?
About the tournaments themselves, that not at this moment, but there are a couple other things that probably people would be interested in.
Yeah, please.
That are going to be new. So, in previous, as in previous years, there's online registration. There'll be online registration through Bravo Poker Live. Definitely, and it's definitely something that we're gonna, we've seen a bunch of long lines for events.
Yes.
if you've been to Vegas, you've probably waited in a line to register. So,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but how did that work with the online registration? I'm a pay live kind of guy, but I go at 2 a.m. and avoid the lines. But like, how effective is that online registration? Can we trust it? Do we feel like, give us a little bit of insight into that?
So, I mean, basically, like what was in the past is like you would register online and you would pay with a credit, with a major credit card. Now, of course, there's always fees on top of that, which, I mean, again, it's sort of like, do you want to pay 3% of the buy-in and not wait in line?
Right.
Or wait in line and, just pay in cash. So yeah, that will be available again. And new this year is ACH. So basically, you can use your checking account.
Okay.
Which I'm sure, I don't know, there'll probably be fees with that, but that may be more, people may be more comfortable doing that than using their credit card.
Yep.
So and they'll have the tournament account as well, which is basically you can wire funds into an account, and then you can sort of go online, pick which event you want to play, and the first time you're using a particular credit card, you have to get verified. So there's one process you're gonna have to wait in line, but again, it's open. That's gonna be open 24/7. So you should be able to go at 2 a.m. and get verified, and then any other time you register online for an event, you get the approval, your email approval, and then you go to a kiosk, use your Caesars Rewards card, and you get your seat assignment.
Yes, let's make sure there's clarity on that. We can revisit this a little bit, but I when I was there, there's all these kiosks everywhere. Nobody's using them, and I think, man, that would be great. But I think people were confused. So what I understand is, you can put funds in your account, so to speak. But the first time you register, you have to go through the line. You have to get verified. But then at that point, you use your card and you go right to the kiosk and you can enter. You still have to do it online, or how does that actually?
Well, you have to go online to select the event, because then
Okay.
you know, like if you're using your credit, you know, that information's already in there. So like you select the event you want to do, pay, you know, go for that, and then you go to a kiosk. You go to one of the kiosks that you mentioned. Swipe your card. It'll tell you what event you've registered for, and if so, you just hit the button, and it spits out a receipt.
Oh
And
my gosh, it's
Yeah,
so
I-
good because
it's that. I mean, it's definitely something that probably should be promoted better. But I think people get confused, get worried about paying fees, and you know, they don't want to pay. You know, I don't want to pay 3.9%
yeah.
do this. You know, I'll wait in line or whatever. And you know, the tournament account it's definitely another popular option. It's like just sending money, send 10,000, and then just use that money towards buy-ins. And it's the same thing. You know, you have to go for the Bravo Poker Live thing, and it's the same procedure.
Well, we're going to spend some time kind of figuring out the procedures to make sure that we understand, so we can be a resource for people too, because I think that is confusing. A lot of us recreational players, we're not comfortable yet carrying around $10,000-$20,000 in our backpack.
Right.
You know, those are things that, you know, it's not enough to go buy a box somewhere. So I think we'll work on some of that stuff. So if you guys have questions on that, we'll kind of figure out some of the logistics that are maybe more amenable for a rec player.
And some of the folks on our wrecking crew are also going to be leveraging a staking package. So if anyone at RecPoker Nation feels like we can streamline some of these transactions and that kind of thing, talk to Steve at RecPoker about getting up together with the wrecking crew and see if we can help with some of that stuff.
Yeah, just to get a general, I mean, what you can do is right now, if you go to WSOP.com/registration, it'll have the information from 2019, but it should be the same. It'll give you like some details to look at, and it'll go through the process. So it'll be a good guide for people to take a look at. Obviously, you can't do anything until August.
Right.
But you know, it's not like you're going to be signing up for events.
But we'll be ready, man. We're so ready.
People want to know, and it's, you know, it's sort of like, so that'll be a good guide for people to do that.
Well, Kev, I think we should maybe kind of wrap it up here. I know there's always more stuff, unless there's something else that you feel like people need to know. I really want to respect your time, because I know like right now you're going to be inundated. We want to get this message out, but is there anything else that's kind of burning that you're saying, boy, people need to know this going into the World Series?
No, there's nothing majorly important. I mean, I'm just looking for the rest, and it's just, like I said, again, you know, people are going to be wanting structure sheet stuff and et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, people have been waiting this long for their schedule. So this will satisfy people for a while.
Well, it will, because I know we have a lot of people that are trying to figure out when they want to come out to be in the RecPoker house. And they're like, well, I don't know, because I don't know what the schedule is. So this will whet the appetite for a little while, and then the structure sheets will follow.
Right.
But Kevin, so at Kev Math, they should be following you out there. What other resource should people plug into right now to get more information?
Okay. Well, I do have a second Twitter account at KevMathVegas.
Yep.
I've been using
I wasn't sure if that was you, honestly. I didn't know if that was like a.
No. That's definitely. I appreciate the concern. Yeah, that's definitely me.
Okay.
And basically, I've been just using that account just to tweet stuff that's going on in the summer in Vegas. So
okay,
I'm not like answering questions or doing. It's just what I'm sort of doing is sort of like, it's basically the Kev Math condensed feed. And people just want information. You know, they don't want me making dumb jokes or dad jokes, or other non-poker. I don't want other non-relevant poker stuff. People it's sort of like this other version, and then, you know, it's just information. It's not like I'm going to be snarky and other fun stuff.
So at Kev Math Twitter, at Kev Math Vegas Twitter, follow those folks. If you have trouble connecting for any reason, get a hold of us. We'll connect you with Kevin. But man, Kevin, this is super fun. It was fun to hear your story a little bit, as well as fun to kind of do the reveal with you. And I know you're going to be crushed busy. And so if there's anything that we can do to kind of help with that, or if there's any areas that you want some support on or whatever, and reach out to us. We're happy to help.
I appreciate being on the show. Like I was telling you before we went live, this is my first interview I've done in about 2 years. So
amazing.
I'm a bit rusty, but I would definitely like to come on, you know, some point before the WSOP starts, and we can sort of discuss some more stuff, and maybe I'll be more organized, and we can discuss some other stuff. So,
well, first of all, it was great. You were great. It's exactly what we wanted. We kind of approached you last minute, said, hey, are you willing to do this? So it was fantastic. I saw Jim just make a note. We'll get you on before the World Series and talk a little bit more detail about what's coming up and what to expect, and answer any questions people might have. We'll maybe even do that as more of try to get some live Q&A there with folks, and that might have questions about it too. But this is great, man. I appreciate you coming on here.
Thanks for inviting me, Steve, and hopefully I'll play a few more of these rec.poker events on PokerStars, and you know, like I've heard it's the toughest play money tournament on the planet. So.
It is, yes.
That's what I've heard.
I played with you. Well, I thought it was really tough, and then we played together Saturday night in both tournaments. I won the mixed game, so apparently it's not that hard. But the hold'em must be much harder than the mixed games. But no, It was super fun to have you out there and engaging the community. And obviously, you're welcome anytime, and we can have some fun with that and do some bounty stuff at some point as well.
Yeah, we'll be in talks, and we'll figure something out.
Sounds great. Well, feel free to jump off here. We're going to just kind of close it up here. You don't have to stick around for that part if you don't want, but man, it's been great having you. Good luck today with all the chaos that's now going to ensue. Your Twitter feed's going to be blowing up, and good luck figuring out what event 44 is and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Thanks, guys. And I'll talk with you guys soon.
All right, Kevin, take care.
Take care, pal.
All right, guys. Well, there he goes, Kevin Mathers, fantastic. Andrew, Jim, I know Chris had to drop off here. He had a meeting, but any kind of final thoughts? What's sticking with you guys after hearing that?
It's just great to finally meet him. This is one of the guys that I've just looked up to for a long time. Like I said in there, he just found a spot to make a role for himself in poker. He's just doing such a great job. It's great. What a wonderful opportunity.
Well, and his story kind of reminds me of yours, Jim. Not to get into the whole thing, but like that, just you love poker, you get into poker. He wasn't real public before, but you find something you love and you kind of you're willing to go public, kind of pulling and prodded. And once you get there, you're like, man, this is pretty sweet. So it did harken back to some of the stories that you've told of your experience.
I hadn't really thought about that, but it's true. You really pulled me out of my shell, buddy.
Yeah. Andrew's rocking the great rec.
That's
the
good.
I like this.
Did you find it? Is that...
No, I lost the black one. This is the red one. I would have been real upset if I lost the red one. No, I really like how he just basically said I wanted to get into the poker media, and then had an interview with one person, and all of a sudden, sky's the limit, where he just took off from there. So it's a really cool story, where, like you said, he just put his head down, wanted to be part of it, took a shot, and here he is.
I love that. It's a lesson for life, right? I mean, dress for the job you want or whatever, or just start doing what you want to do, and people will take notice if you're good at what you do it. But I think so many of us are always waiting around for, well, if I just had that opportunity, and sometimes that happens, but just start doing it. Like if you want to be in the poker industry, start doing it. Start doing free tweeting or live reporting or whatever, and then see if people take notice. So I think that's such a great lesson for life of you don't just wait around for your big break. Maybe sometimes you got to go make your break.
And it's something that like I'm really serious about at RecPoker, because sometimes it just takes having a little help taking that first step. And like that's exactly what we're doing with the Wrecking Crew. Like some of the members of the Wrecking Crew now, they've got their own promo page, they're selling their own coaching or their own other ways of helping the poker community in the shop. We're sharing them on the podcast and stuff like that, and getting staking deals and other things like that. Like this, it's part of becoming a bigger part of the poker world. And a lot of times all it takes is a good heart and some effort. So if you've got, an email address and a smile, come to rec.poker and sign up for a free account. And then let's talk about how we can get more into poker together, man, because it's just too much love for this great game to go around.
I love it. Well, let's good stuff, you guys. Let's wrap up there. We're going to actually put this out today as soon as we can, because it is breaking news. Super excited to chat with Kevin. World Series of Poker, baby. There's nothing like it. I mean, even if you don't have the bankroll, talk to us. Maybe we get you staked, but you don't have to play the big stuff. Just get there, get in the room, get in the pavilion room, play the $100 tournaments, go watch Daniel Negreanu or whoever your hero is at the tables. It's such a fun experience. And if you're interested in the Rec Poker House, we got spots. So chat with us on that deal. It's going to be super fun. But I just want to thank Running Aces Casino, Racetrack, and Hotel. I know it's a special edition, but they've been with us from the beginning. They're just fantastic partners and all this stuff. Mark Pershawn, who does all of our website stuff through Website Amp. He's a great dude too. And so I just want to thank everybody. Thanks to Andrew, Jim, Chris, everybody who has been part of this deal. Thanks to Kevin. And if you can hear the music, I can't, but that's okay. So we had our first miscue in a while. Maybe it's fine, but I can't hear it. So I'm waiting for the outro music to end.
Here we go.
Because I'm trying to be trained. I don't get trained.
No.
That's all right. We don't need the outro music. It's a special event. Everybody's winging it today. We'll let you guys go there. Oh, there it is. All right, we'll let it play out. Have a great week, you guys. We'll chat soon.